Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine, and today we will be doing a Q&A session and talking a little bit about the World Cup. Um, there has been quite a few discussions that we can have regarding the World Cup at the moment um, that that I think is interesting to maybe bring up and speak about. There's a couple of things that we maybe need to that we can maybe take out of the latest games that took place so far, the warm-up matches that did take place. Because ultimately there has been quite a few rained out games that this was affected by. Um, there are some positives and there's also some maybe negatives, but I mean it is a warm up games and we can't really read into it too much. But this is also a Q&A session, so you guys can get involved with the live chat and ask me any question that you want, and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things that I please would like you guys to do. First and foremost, can you please subscribe to the channel? Click that notification bell for all future videos. We are 6 away from 4K, so please help us reach that milestone by sending this to all of your friends and family that are heavily into Cricket Fanatics magazine or that are into South African cricket. So please do that for me. It really would help us out a hell of a lot. I also need you guys to please download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen right now, as well as in the description. Here is the latest issue. Heinrich Klaassen on the front cover, and the title is Nothing to Lose. And I will go into that a little bit more a little bit later on the show. I'm also going to show you guys what is in the latest issue, to give you guys a quick indication of what is happening with regards to the mag and this month's mag. If you want to support us, please become a Patreon today. Shout out has to go to our latest Patreon who signed up today. Thanks a lot to Gareth Bain for signing up and becoming a patron today. So this show is obviously dedicated to our new patrons. Whenever a new patron signs on, we dedicate the show to that patron. So thanks a lot, Gareth Bain, for becoming a patron and supporting the channel. And then I'd also like you guys to please smash the like button, comment and share, and go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to ask me in the live chat. Let's have some fun with this and try to enjoy the show as much as possible. Let's get into it. Good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show, your fan Q&A session and discussion about the World Cup. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where you guys get to ask me questions and I just talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket that has happened in recent times. Now, there hasn't really been a lot that we can really talk about when it comes to South African cricket. No major stories really that broke out other than obviously Temba Bavuma arriving in India with the team. So that's obviously something positive, a look ahead at everything. And then we obviously have a game that in Newlands that I will be attending tomorrow. So hopefully that can be a game and there's no rain that takes place in that particular day. So let me see with some of your comments first and foremost. Let's see what you guys have to say already early on. I do want to go into let me wait a little bit. I just want to go through some things that took place today. So there was a warm-up game that took place between Australia and Pakistan today, and Australia ended up winning by 14 runs, and it was giving me a little bit of insight into Hyderabad's pitch, etc. Now, there was a little bit of swing on offer with the new ball. Mitchell Stark was pretty good with the new ball. And Shaheen Afridi and all of the guys that, per usual, that to get swing, were getting swing up front. But the batters really it was uh, basically a good. I think it was a perfect scenario for Australia as a unit, because as a batting unit together, they all put on or got good starts and batted as a unit, which I think was something that was interesting from that perspective. So I'm hoping that um, South Africa's performance also gives them a major boost going into the tournament. But what we've noticed now as well is that 300 plus scores, 340, 350, seems to be the way to go. It seems to be the way that is a normality with regards to this particular the World Cup. We're going to see quite big scores being set at this particular World Cup this season. So that is something that is positive. There's going to be some. It seems to be at certain grounds is going to be swing and spin, but we knew that heading into this particular tournament. We knew that those are the two disciplines that we were going to need to focus on. Now, India and Netherlands was rained out at Thiruvananthapuram. Unfortunately, that was another rained out game at that venue at Greenfields. Um, we had Bangladesh versus England that took place yesterday, and that game was quite a convincing victory by England, but also was at Guwahati was also affected by rain. We know the South African game was as well. So Afghanistan, I think, is currently still playing against Sri Lanka, and they're chasing down that 294 run total that Sri Lanka set. They need 8 runs of 31 balls to win that match. So it seems like that's in the bag there for Afghanistan. So Sri Lanka not necessarily getting a good start when it comes to that, to their tournament so far. But I mean, they're going to play South Africa and they're going to be up for it. So that's something that I think is important to discuss. Let me get into some of your live chats before I show you guys what is in the issue of the magazine. Sam says, Khalid, our main concern is who will go out um who will go out get players out like Williamson, Kohli, Smith, Root when they batting. Our bowlers look just to bowl his overs, not going for wickets. Shamsi can never get them out. Marco Janssen, in my opinion, in the IPL, he seemed to be the one to take the big wickets. So I'm hoping that Marco Janssen will be able to do so. He has that fight and that knack to take big wickets. So I'm hoping that Marco Janssen can be that wicket taker for us, particularly when he bowls at the top of the order at the end. We should play according to the situation on 7 October in Delhi. Sri Lanka, we have to care of spin play because that wicket offering spinners, and Sri Lanka have some quality spinners. So I hope Rob analyzes the conditions. I hope the players analyze the conditions. The players need to be able to look at the conditions and adapt their game to the conditions. That's something that they need to do, and I think that's something that they need to focus on. Take it a game by game, focus on the conditions at each ground in each moment, and adapt to it. I also don't think that they should have a preconceived game plan based on what the conditions look like in the morning. I think they need to go out into the middle, talk to each other, and take it 2 hours or hour by hour, because conditions can change quite a lot, especially when you're playing in humid conditions, etc. And there's dew around later on. Instead of trying to predict, play the situation currently. Try to take it an hour at a time and just try and discuss with your partner consistently what the wicket's doing, and then come to a conclusion, and then alter your game plan accordingly. That's how I think they should approach it, South Africa. Lawrence saying, look at this guy plastering a Man United shirt all over our screens. Not cool, Khalid. Sorry, bro. Yeah, we obviously, you guys know we're going to play tonight, and it's an important game in the Champions League. But yeah, I'm not really hopeful for it. At the moment, I just support the team. I don't have any hopes. I don't get my hopes up because club is in a shambles from top to bottom. My main concern is that we didn't give opportunities to other seamers in previous ODI series. If KG continues to bowl like this, I would like to see Lazard or Gerald in place of him. Yeah, That is something that needs to take place. They need to be brave enough to drop KG if he's not in form. At least Gerald can contribute with the bat. Lawrence saying, will be interesting to see with what balance we're going with into Saturday, four seamers or the two spinners. I'm not actually really that confident in Markham's bowling right now. So personally, I'm picking two spinners. And you? I've said it. I think that's one aspect that we do agree, that I do agree with you on, Lawrence. I think our best team at the moment, especially without Anik Nokia here, I think our best team consists of two spinners. I think Kesh adds his fight and his accuracy and his fighting spirit and his accuracy is the one thing that, and consistency is the one thing that I think really is X factor for South Africa. And then you got the unpredictability of Shamsi that can really do us a good, do us good. I think in this particular series, in this World Cup tournament. For me, the best team that we can field in spinning, especially if it's spinning, obviously, but for me, still the best balanced team is the two spinners in Indian conditions. Now, we can try to fit in the extra seamer. That is the luxury that we have at the moment. But we don't necessarily have a lot of swing bowlers in the team. So we've got like Marco that gets natural swing. We've got Lungi that can move the ball off the seam. And I'm hoping that KG can find some swing with a new ball. Hopefully he can, you know. That's something that I really hope he's been working on, and that he can try to exploit that, because I mean KG is a phenomenal bowler, and I just think he needs to take maybe a test mindset when it comes to his ODI bowling. Take a test mentality and bowl the same lines that he bowls in test matches, because I think that will really be um, that would really be beneficial to South Africa. Ahmed says, I also support United. Nice one, bro. Sadiq says, Khalid, please arrange interview with Bedingham if possible. I am in talks with Western Province about doing that. At the moment, they wanted me to just wait until he arrives with the team, etc. And then I will have a conversation with him and then set it up. Lorenzo says, Galatasaray, face orange, biting nails, face orange, biting nails, face orange, biting nails. Orange biting nails, face orange, biting nails. So I obviously can't see the emoticons, but yeah, I'm just reading out. Shamo also doesn't have good record in India. Kanye, I've watched Sri Lanka play during the Asia Cup. They don't play spin well. That's part of my thinking as well. Shamsi has been good against Australia, so the conference will be there hopefully. And he looked good in the warm-up game against New Zealand as well. He was getting some good turn. There was that one delivery where he just completely just missed the wickets. I was like, how did it not crash into the stumps? If you bowl first, our bowlers might leak 350 plus runs, and our batsmen might find it difficult to chase it down. Where are we facing Afghanistan? Let me just go to the fixtures over here. Afghanistan is like later on, isn't it? I know we play India second last or something like that. South Africa play Sri Lanka in Delhi. Then we play we should be playing Australia after that. Australia, we play in Lucknow. Australia, Lucknow. Then we play Netherlands in Dharmasala. Then we play England in Wankhede. Then we play Bangladesh in Wankhede again. Then we play Pakistan in Chennai. So hopefully by this time, then we play India in Eden Gardens. And then we play Afghanistan. I thought it was like the last game. We play Afghanistan in Ahmedabad. Yeah. So that's like the last game. So by that time, hopefully we are already through. Marker and bowling key against Sri Lanka. I've seen today how they struggled against off spin today, again, Afghanistan and Nabi. Shamsi is our asset and the most effective bowler in this tournament. He always gets the big guys. He just needs another bowler who holds an end with an economical spell. Pratik says, "Where's Aditya? He is around. He will. He can only come on certain times when he is available. At the moment, he's been quite busy. We will do a show this time, sometime this week, where we have a specific topic that we will be speaking about." Lorenzo says, "What do you guys think will be a realistic make up of the team? I'd play Peklukwai to give us batting depth at 8. So Quinton, Timber, Rasif van der Dusen, Aiden Markram, Handy Klaassen, and David Miller, which picks itself. Marco Jansen, Antile Pekluquayo, Keshav Maharaj, KG, Lungingidi, or Tebrei Shamsi. Antile 8, it will be more balanced." Yeah, I mean, it would be more balanced to have Andile at 8. But at the moment, I think probably our best team would be with Kesh in there at 8. Because I think two spinners is going to be key and vital. Dion Forrester, why not in SA emerging team? Because he's contracted to a franchise that's playing in that division. That's why. Um, the players that are in the SA emerging team are not were are either sitting on the bench in Division 1 or sitting on the bench in Division 2, basically, or they under 19s. Ahmed against Sri Lanka, we should be careful with Pathirana. He has a unique action like Malinga. Our video analysts should give insights about Sri Lanka. Our fielding also looked terrible yesterday. It's difficult to hide both Shamsi and Gidi, our worst fielders. I think Janssen and Andile both are in our best 11. Bowling needs more consistency, definitely. SAPC won't broadcast the World Cup. Kutsia needs to do better. He gives too many runs easily. Let me just see. SAPC World Cup. Yeah, they reached. What the flip? Holy cow. Yeah, so that's a crappy one. So multi-choice is unhappy as SABC rejects terms on Cricket World Cup and broadcast rights. The SABC and multi-choice have once again reached a stalemate over sports broadcast rights, failing to reach a sub-licensing agreement, which means the majority of South Africans are unlikely to have access to the Cricket World Cup matches. MultiChoice, which owns DSTV, dominates the market partly because it has exclusive contracts for premium and international content, such as high profile rugby matches, local Premier League soccer, the English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, and UEFA Champions League. So that's on business day. Let me see if I can get another another story. So millions of cricket mad fans face a potential blackout of the Proteas Cricket World Cup matches. This is on Sport News 24. And SABC, after rights holders MultiChoice said the public broadcaster rejected its sub-licensing offers. The Cricket World Cup broadcast rights are owned by International Cricket Council, and the global governing body sold the rights for sub-Saharan region directly to MultiChoice Supersport, which must sub-license them to a free air broadcast. Broadcaster, sorry. The Global Cricket Championship will start in India on Thursday, 5 October, with the final scheduled for 19 November. Amid the backlash around the Rugby World Cup debacle after a standoff that resulted in a last-minute broadcast rights deal reached with MultiChoice, the SABC told City Press in a statement last month that it was going to leave nothing to chance with the Cricket World Cup. On Tuesday, MultiChoice released a statement saying, after prolonged negotiations, the SABC last night rejected MultiChoice's latest proposal for possible sub-licensing of broadcast rights to the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 based on the proposed license fee. This is notwithstanding MultiChoice is offering the rights to the SABC on significantly reduced commercial terms, given um, its current circumstances. MultiChoice is disappointed at the rejection of its various proposals. The SABC also released statement on Tuesday afternoon in which it confirmed that it would not broadcast the tournament. The statement said, following the extensive negotiation with MultiChoice Supersport for the sub-licensing of Cricket World Cup 2023, free-to-air broadcasting rights, the SABC regrets to announce that it was not successful in securing these rights for South African audiences. The national broadcaster said it was disadvantaged in securing the rights for the event due to non-affordable sub-licensing fees and restrictive conditions imposed by MultiChoice. It stated, "This development is regrettable, and the corporation would like to apologize to all cricket fans and all South Africans. The SABC remains committed to broadcasting sports of national interest as mandated. Conversely, this commitment will not be carried out in a manner that is determined to the organization, but will provide a positive return on investment." This is terrible news. Absolutely terrible news. That means that the masses won't be watching the Cricket World Cup, which is ridiculous. Ahmedabad. This World Cup is going to be competitive, really excited about it. That is very true. Afghanistan is the last game, then are going to knock out us out like Netherlands last time, says Kani. That's a very positive way to look at it. Khalid, what do you think? BD pace attack. Khalid, what do you think about pace attack? I think we need more consistency, definitely. Um, we've got very talented group of players, but they lack consistency in crucial times, and I think that's going to they need to go back to the basics again and trust their basics. We need to take wickets in power play like New Zealand, Australia, England, India. It is necessary. We always prioritize conservative style, but in the world, we have surprised the opposition with attacking style and take the game away from them. Your opinion on the Proteas kit for the World Cup? I liked it. I think it's nice and clean. We had a whole show talking about kits, I think last month. Can you do a previous show on New Zealand versus England World Cup opener? I'll see if there's time for that. We probably will discuss it though. I feel it doesn't look like international levels, especially Samji. I don't know what coaching is doing. Sam says don't play and delay. There's extra motivation for players like Riza and Rasi to perform in India and earn IPL contracts. Tomorrow, David Bellingham will play Western Province match. Good to see him back in SA cricket again. Guys, Lorenzo says, I agree with playing the two spinners, so Andila probably won't play, but on those sluggish Indian pitches, definitely Andila will be effective. And let's be honest, we need batting cover, and Andila can bat. Yes, on certain. That's why I say not. That's why I said the balance of this team won't be consistently like this. It will depend on the particular conditions. I think they need to pick on conditions and not just go with 11 that they think is the best. With prize money of $4 million plus extra money from sponsor, winning this World Cup would revive our cricket. I think we need a lot more than 4 million to revive our cricket. Andila can't bowl 10 overs. He hasn't bowled 10 overs in the last 2 years. Our bowling is already thin. Andila playing will make our bowling attack weaker. Should play a pure bowler. He can share responsibilities with Aiden. Khalid, Proteas arrived in Delhi. I have listened to news that Pavuma will join he did join today. You sent a message. Khalid, you sent a message. Could see when SA and BD. Ooh, and BD. Who's BD? Same place. Take advice from Donald. Huh. Who's BD? Anyway, if CSA so badly want to evolve the game to every corner of the country, why don't they subsidize the tournament? It's time CSA, along with Enoch and Maseki, put their money where their mouth is. It's tough when Supersport owns all the rights to cricket in South Africa. Our batsmen need to survive the new ball, Siskani. As per reports, SABC already paid $2 million to Supersport for the Rugby World Cup rights, but unwilling to fork out the money for the Cricket World Cup. Yeah, Lawrence, that's why DSTV is the best, bro. It's not about what's the best. You see, SABC is free to South Africans, and I'm sure Supersport could take a little bit of a hit with regards to the rights, how expensive the rights are. I don't know how much the rights are, but the main aim should be on working out an agreement and coming to terms and negotiating where both parties suffer and the nation suffer. When both parties don't suffer, or they both benefit and the nation benefits from it. Because we're not going to be able to, because Supersport is only available to a minority of this country because people can't afford it. The majority of South Africans can't afford DSTV. So because it's too expensive for them, especially with the wage that they are earning. So it makes it very difficult, especially when DSTV's cheaper packages don't have cricket and rugby. So in the end, even when you try to afford DSTV, um, you can only watch cricket and rugby on the full package, which is over 1,000 rand so a month. So it makes it very hard because not everybody can afford it in this country. So the masses don't get to watch it, and that's why CBC is so important. Kani, that's why Markram is there also. Bowl a few over, so all want. There we go. That's what I said earlier on. I'm putting all my money on Marco, says Dex. Khalid, I know it's World Cup season, but if we talk about New Zealand tour early next year, who would you like to see go as a keeper? And would you like us to go with seven batters? Um, I would like to see us go with an all rounder at seven, like a proper batting all rounder, like a Jason Smith or something like that. Um, but Jason Smith is not available. He got picked up in the SA20. So I would like to see a proper batting all rounder at seven. As a keeper, it makes it very difficult because there aren't many keepers available. So the only ones I can think of is Rudy Second. Maybe Bedingham can keep. Um, maybe there aren't many keepers available. Klashile, um, Daniel Smith, etc. Uh, yeah, Calvarino got picked up, and I was really hoping that he was gonna play in this New Zealand tour. Um, it's highly unlikely that he'll play for the Pretoria Capitals. I mean, is it 20? So it's a shame. Lorenzo Janssen also struggled to bowl 10 overs against Australia. United are losing today, says Gaurav. I hope not. I'm sick of watching us lose all the time. It's like depressing. I'm seeing multiple hundreds from Markram in the World Cup, hopefully. BD, I mean Bangladesh. Oh, wow. SA should be attacking in approach and should be 100% energetic. Khalid, would you try play Janssen top in the order as experiment, just like Bangladesh did with Miraz, number 7, playing as an opener for 5 in the Asia Cup? I wouldn't try that. I would only try that if the match situation that depicts that or needs that to happen. But I wouldn't risk that. Um, because we have someone like Rassi that takes his time at 3. I wouldn't want to waste more time. Um, I wouldn't want to lose that power eating at the end you know. So yeah, I would like to play, let Rassi settle himself in. If we lose an early wicket, we need to like basically just calm things down, and Rassi's good at that. Okay, we've already seen that. Man, the World Cup hype is really on, feeling it. Cyril can use the hidden couch money to get those rights from Supersport. Wow. Protest batters really need to work on strike rotation if we cannot get boundaries for 5, 6 overs. Still, strike rotation can benefit you. Yes, we've spoken about that plenty of times on the show. Ruanda Vart, Ruanda Swart, I think you mean. Rian, Rwanda Swart at number 7 and Rudy second at as wicketkeeper. Rudy second is a good shout. Oshile second will keep Gian Pruti maybe, says Lawrence. Pavuma should call up against New Zealand that test because he is not going to play in the 22nd. They have Rosington and Herman, but he is contracted, so he can't. I'm sure SABC will strike a deal with MultiChoice. There's no way they won't broadcast the World Cup. They said this with the Rugby World Cup as well, and look what happened. Khalid, I think the issue with Man United is the wing backs. Well, at the moment there's injuries everywhere. That's the problem. And at the moment, Amrabat is playing at right back. So, I mean, sorry, at left back. So we need Amrabat in the midfield because I think what's happening with United is at the moment Casemiro is getting isolated when we because we don't have a midfielder that's sitting next to him to protect to kind of help him out. He's getting isolated. People are crowding him, making it very difficult for him to transition the ball. So I think that makes a massive difference if we bring him in. Rashford's poor at the moment. We don't have wingers. At the moment, we're playing Palestri and Ganacho doesn't start well. He comes off the bench better. Rashford's off form. Bruno is trying to find his creativity. They're not creating enough chances for a striker. Our left backs are injured, all three, which is crazy. Even the one we brought in on loan now. One of our right backs are injured as well. So we've got our main centre back is injured. That also causes issues. So there's a lot of issues happening with regards to injuries. We also started sluggish. It looked like we were looked like we were lackluster. So, which is weird. I'm a Chelsea. I'm Chelsea. I can understand what you're going through. Thanks, Gaurav. Pavuma should play New Zealand series instead of warming the bench in SA20. Unfortunately, he's contracted. Khalid, after Quentin retire, who are you seeing to spot the opening position? I think first it would probably go to Riza at first, and then perhaps in the future maybe. I think for some reason I think that they're trying to warm Deerwald up for that role because he's opening for the Titans at the moment. So I have a feeling that maybe they're looking at him as an opener, perhaps. But there's a possibility for plenty of openers. I think Bellingham can keep. He can shape our 11 much better. Alga, any opener, only Zozi KP, Hamza, Bellingham, and an all-rounder. Khalid, how poor has the marketing been for the Cricket World Cup? Majority of the people don't even know about the Cricket World Cup. It's shocking. Yeah. And I mean, we've tried our best to try and market it, put out an issue, an edition of it, and all of that. But people are just not interested in cricket at the moment. It's really tough out here. Start one, bench one, and sell one. Bruno, Odegaard, Madison. Bruno starts for me. Madison, sell, and Odegaard bench. I'm really disappointed with CSA One Day Cup. No any better match with future players. Rain, go away. Ethan Bosch could be the next debutants for the World Cup. Since 2014, most Fergie, there was no real long-term project. Oh, since 2014, post Fergie, there was no real long-term project. But look here, right? There's something going on with regards to some of the players. I think there's some rotten eggs in this dressing room that are still there. For some reason, I think Rashford's an issue. Um, there seems to be an attitude issue over there because this is a consistent thing through. We've had the biggest disciplinarians have came through the door. Mourinho, Louis van Gaal are known as to be heavy disciplinarians. Ragnick also, he exposed the entire team. He went out to the public and he told everybody about how what's going on behind the scenes and what's wrong with the mentality. He said the United needs open heart surgery, and I was a big fan of Ragnick, and I think they should have kept him higher up. They didn't want him in up there, but this team has a mentality problem, and it's not the managers. At some point, the players need to take responsibility and accountability for this particular and the blame, because now we've had some of the world's best managers come in at United and we still have been average. So there must be a problem with some of the players in the dressing room that I think is causing issues. United and Chelsea, we are injury FC, both have 11 injuries. Unain says, talking about marketing, I don't see much talk about CSA One Day Cup on Twitter. That too, when players are auditioning for a spot if someone gets injured. Yeah, there hasn't really been great marketing all around when it comes to cricket in South Africa. That's why we tell people, we tell businesses, we tell franchises to do their marketing with Cricket Fanatics magazine. Come and join us. There's a free book in the live chat, and sorry, in the description, where you can join Cricket Fanatics magazine, help us help you do your marketing and promote cricket in this country again. That's what we are here for. So it's up to you guys. If you guys want to market, if you have businesses, if you have clubs, if you have cricket, if you're a franchise, join Cricket Fanatics magazine and help us change your marketing forever. Strike rotation is a problem for us. In the power play, we get too defensive. That's true. And I don't want to see Clinton the Cock get bogged down so much as well. He needs to free up a little bit and play his game. We need a left-hand batter. Both Quinton Cock and Miller are the end of their career. I mean, I'm hoping that Ryan Rickleton can really start to step up soon. We need someone like Ryan McLaren. I don't think so. Odegaard, Sal, says Dex. You have to give players senseless wages like Sancho and Ashford. That's a top problem at the top. There's a problem right at the top, and it's filtering down. You can see into the team and into the dressing room. Rajin exposed the club, hence he got the sack. He was right though, 100% right. Khalid, what do you think about Kwena Mapaka? Very talented, very quick, very good player, but needs time. We need to give him time to settle in. I don't know, but I feel Hamza can be great opener in limited overs format, just like Hashim, great time of the ball. I like him at 3 though. Jordan Herman or Ryan Rickleton could likely be replacement for Quentin de Kock. It's very possible. One day competition is a lot weaker with 2 divisions during the franchise system. It was totally different. Just checking what's happening at Newlands tomorrow. Cool. After the World Cup, to Zozi and Jordan Herman. Khalid, take my question about marketing, please. Where's that? I can't find it now, bro. It's too far up. Western Province in general, and the Zozi in particular looks to play aggressive brand of cricket. Yeah. I think the only ideal replacement for Quinny has to be Deerwald. Now, that's something that perhaps they're looking into. We've got a lot of young, talented players coming through the system that I think can take the next step. So I'm really hoping that is the case. I'm really hoping that South Africa can start to give these younger players an opportunity now, because we have enough time to rebuild that World Cup at home. So we need to make sure that we give people extended runs and help them develop into the spots if they've identified them as talents. But anyway, guys, Um, I don't know where your question is, Sam. Re-ask it. It's like probably very high up. Um, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna just re-ask it. Klassen can take the gloves or may be Rickelton for Quinton de Kock. That's another good option, I think. Um, Dewald is different type of player. To replace Quinny, we need an opener. Khalid, from where you belong. What you mean? Where do I live? I'm from Cape Town. Dewald is different type of player. To replace Quinny, we need an opener. Yeah, we need an opener. But I mean, that's why I mentioned. Um, it seems like the Titans are using Dewald as an opener at the moment. So I don't know if there has been communication between the coaches and the Titans with regards to Dewald because he's been opening for his domestic team recently. I thought he'd be a number 3 or number 4, but for his domestic team, they've opened with him. So they seem to be trusting him with that position. So I don't know if there's maybe been a conversation with regards to that. Okay, guys, Bedingham is replacing Quinton de Kock. Deal done, says Renane. Yeah, let's see how Bedingham, what type of a season Bedingham has this season. I'm hoping that he has a really good season. I really, really do because he was injured last year and missed out his opportunities because I think really national call ups were on the horizon for him if he had a full season last year. So I'm hoping that it will be this time around that we'll finally see him in the national side because I think the guy is exceptionally good and resilient and has a strong mentality. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are 6 away from 4K, our next milestone. So please help us get there. Subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell for all future videos. I'd also like you guys to please smash the like button, comment, and share. Go to download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. Support us by becoming a Patreon today. I want to shout out to our latest Patreon as well. Thank you to Gareth Payne for becoming a Patreon. Shout out to you for the support, and I hope more of you guys can become patrons to get your shout out on the shows. And also go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. Um, um, Onan says we all hope that he does have a good season. Please have a World Cup preview show for every World Cup match. We will definitely have a World Cup preview show for every South African match. I can't give you a preview for every single international match. That's going to be insane. So I'm going to be giving you a preview for every South African match. Remember, this is primarily a South African channel, South African cricket channel. We will discuss the other teams. Don't get me wrong. We will do that in shows. But to dedicate each particular preview is going to be a bit tough. What's your last question, Sam? What's your last question, bro? Okay. Check. I did check. I'm not gonna scroll. Bro, I'm not gonna scroll all the way up again. I tried to find your Markham question, couldn't find it. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Peace out.